Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this series of space pictures from Johanna Basford's Small Victories. We are going to be using our Brutfuner metallic pencils today on this little one down here. Now it's the sun. I nearly started singing Here Comes the Sun, but I think I will spare you that agony and just get on with colouring. Now we have two glitter pens left. We have a pink, we've got a pink top left, so I'm going to use the pink for the bottom right, and I'm going to use the purple for this one. I think it'll work really nicely, like the violet with the yellow sun anyway. So as I say, we're using our Brutfuners, so we need some yellows. What I'm going to do, I think, is start with a darker centre and then get lighter. Yeah, so this is the mimosa. We have used this before, but actually on the one above here. Is that going to be okay? What's that pencil? Yeah, we use the mimosa, and actually I'm just going to use it in the middle there, really intense, and then fade it out like that. Okay, and then for each of the beams, rays, I don't know, a little bit at the top. I like this sun. It's really cool. I don't know if I've seen a sun drawn by Johanna before. Trying to think, I don't think so. I've had rain. Oh, we've probably had one in the weather room, haven't we? Trying to think now. We had all the weather in the jars. We probably had a sun. Okay, now I'm going to go slightly lighter. Oh. So this is the maize. Okay. Now if you've only got the castle, that doesn't look much, that doesn't look lighter, a little bit. If you've only got the castle, you can use your Vegas yellow, your harvest gold melange, that sort of thing. I think there's a saffron somewhere. Yeah, saffron gold as well. So just work out which order you want to put them in, so you go dark to light. This one is a little bit more greyish compared to the other one, which is more brownish. Maybe it's a bit greeny. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just extending that bit of colour. I've not done much there because I don't really like it. Not together with that. We'll put some of the brighter one over everything. It's primrose yellow. Oh, there we go. So here's our primrose yellow. I'm going to go right over the top. I am going to try and fade it a bit though towards the edge. Yeah, that's coming along nicely. You could do some orange in your sun if you wanted, if you don't like the different shades of yellow, or some brown, you know, because it does look a bit greeny to me. I don't know if I'm just being a bit weird, probably. Oh, I can hear my heating. I think it's come back on. It comes on and off all day long. I've set it on a timer to come on and off a bit, so I get sometimes when it's off and sometimes when it's on. But also it's on a thermostat, so sometimes it gets warm enough and it switches off anyway, even if it's time to go on. But I have it on different times on different days, depending on who's here. It's I have to change it at Christmas when my boys' timetable changes, but you see, I don't mind it being a bit cooler, but they like it warm, so I have to. I also have it on different times in the evening, depending on what time my son goes to bed. Because on a night when he has to be up early, he goes to bed earlier. Right, our background is, I'm reminding myself, it is a violet. So that it there? Is that silver? That's the silver one I used last time. Let's put it away before I do it wrong. Right, that's the violet. So we can have a really bright pink, maybe. What colour is that? Yes, let's try this. This is called phlox. I think phlox is a flower, isn't it? And I'm going to do my stars in phlox, hoping that they're going to show up enough with the violet background. There we go. And the other dots, I'm hoping for a light blue. Thinking this enamel blue might be good. I'm going to sharpen it. They are little. Enamel blue. And then we have this little planet to do as well. What should we do for that one? I don't really want oranges to go oranges. Reds. We haven't used some of these reds yet. Let's have a go. Oh, this is called ketchup. It's quite fun. Let's use the ketchup. See if you can keep up with the ketchup. I know some of you call it catsup, don't you? I think my aunt does. She's in California. But I know it's not something everybody calls it. But as the US is such a huge country, I think you get so many different... Can I use the vibrant orange with it? You get so many different words, but we have enough here, like dialects. Like if you ask someone what the end piece of the bread, you know, the bit that's the first piece you cut and the last piece you cut if you slice your loaf of bread. If you ask people what that's called, you get so many different words. I'm not going to repeat all of them because some of them sound a bit naughty. But if you're British, you'll know what I mean, I'm sure. But some people call it the crust, some people call it the end, and then there are lots of other names for it as well. And it's the same as if you have a bread roll, some people call it a bap, some people call it a bun, and then there are lots of other, cob is another name for it. Sorry, I didn't tell you the number, this is 724. So I find that all quite fascinating, that even though we're in a relatively small country, we still have such distinct dialects. Obviously our language in this country, because we have been invaded so many times over the years, and so we have such a mix of languages. We have the sort of, what's fascinating is we have the original sort of Celt, Welsh, but those languages aren't really part of our English. We have more Latin based words, but we have some French words. We don't have many German words. We have all sorts of, I'm not really sure, but all sorts of different bits and pieces. We have a lot of Roman influence, not so much perhaps in our language, but in our roads and things like that, which is, I think most countries were taken over by the Romans at one point or another, which is fascinating. How are they so strong? But yeah, history, it's interesting. But of course, even in countries like the US, which are relatively young, I'm sure there are still different things that happen in different parts. This is really similar to these stars. They're the same colour, aren't they? That was a bit of a mistake. Never mind. We'll have to go over those with a white pen or something, because that is just so close. I thought this was going to be like a really dark purple, like a violet, yeah, more like this sort of colour, rather it's a bit pinky. depends. Actually, in the camera, it doesn't look quite so pink as it does to my eye. Anyway, it's not the end of the world. So yes, I find it just fascinating, the history of our country. And yeah, we weren't exactly nice ourselves as when we settled in different places or went to different places and stole from them. It's like my father's like, everyone says Sir Francis Drake was such a, great man. He went to Spain and he basically stole the crown jewels. It's like he was basically a pirate, and yet he worked for the Queen, Elizabeth I. Or he sort of served her. I guess everybody did. Everybody does. Serves the royal family sort of thing. But yeah, it's like, maybe it wasn't such a good thing. But anyway, it's I'm certainly not saying that we were innocent. We certainly weren't. We may have been taken over by different people, but we also did our own share of damage. But it is quite fascinating, I think. Just the sort of, like even from very early man to how we, to how as a sort of race, an animal sort of thing took over the world. We're in most parts of the world. There aren't many animals that are, And I guess some parts we didn't inhabit until we were really able to make our own transport. It's not like we walked to the Arctic or the Antarctic just at some point in time and set up there. We didn't. One of them we barely habit. I don't know which one. Oh dear, not very knowledgeable. But and some of the islands and things, obviously there are some places we still don't live on. Some islands aren't lived on, and I guess it's because it's difficult to get, if there aren't any natural resources, then it's very difficult to live. No food, what do you do? But I suspect there isn't any land these days that isn't owned by people. Okay, there is our sun. It does work well with the purple, I think, but those stars aren't showing up. So we're going to just get a white and go around those now. This is lower on the page, so hopefully I can see it better. Do a slightly neater job than I did on the other one. I find them quite hard to draw, which is why I colour and don't draw, even when I'm going over someone's line. There we go. That's better. They stand out now, so that's better. Right, that is that one done, I think. I'm going to leave it there. Let's zoom out again so you can see it like we have with the others in context of the page. Ooh. There we go. There you are. So there's the whole page. We've got one left. Really excited. Oh, it's a very smoky rocket, isn't it? Well, we'll be playing with some greys, I should imagine. But anyway, for today, I am done. So thank you so much for watching. Yeah, hope you have a really super day and happy colouring.